Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. It's official, Amad Diallo has joined Rangers on loan until the end of the season, without a buy option. It was the right decision to loan Amad Diallo out. He will get more opportunities at Rangers and he will gain more experience. Diallo only made a few first team appearances for Manchester United. To be honest with you, I expected him to play a lot more. Let's put into the equation what Manchester United paid for him. Manchester United paid £19 million up front. There was nearly 19 million in add-ons. So in total, it was £37 million. Amad Diallo has a contract with Man United until June 2025. There's an option of a further year. Manchester United got him from Atalanta. Now, Ralph Rangnick will let 4 players leave thanks to Anthony Elanga emergence. Now obviously, you know the news on Donny van de Beek. Crystal Palace are hopeful of concluding a loan deal for Donny van de Beek. Crystal Palace have been in talks with Manchester United to get Donny van de Beek on loan. Manchester United are open to letting Donny van de Beek go out on loan, but any loan move will not include an option to buy, as Manchester United intend to keep Donny van de Beek next season. Donny van de Beek is upset with his situation at Manchester United. You can't blame him because he didn't get enough opportunities under Solskjaer, and he certainly hasn't been given enough opportunities under Ralph Rangnick. Revert back to earlier on this season, it did say that Donny van de Beek was not allowed to leave Man United this month. Earlier on this season as well, he had a bust-up with his agent. Donny van de Beek has only scored 2 goals for the club. He's been at Manchester United for almost 2 years. Manchester United got Donny van de Beek from Ajax. We got him for 40 million with add-ons included. We paid 35 million up front and there was 5 million in add-ons. He's under contract at Man United until 2025 as an option of a further year, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. And you know the news as well on Jesse Lingard. The other day, Ralph Rangnick confirmed Jesse Lingard will leave Man United in the summer. On TikTok, Rangnick had a conversation with a fan. Jesse Lingard's transfer to Newcastle is on the verge of collapsing because of Manchester United's demands. Manchester United are demanding a 15 million loan fee, and Manchester United value Jesse Lingard at 50 million. You know, Jesse Lingard is keen on a loan move to Newcastle. Earlier on this window, though, Manchester United said they would prefer to let him leave permanently this month. I've also been hearing that Lingard rejected an approach from Everton, and West Ham want to re-sign him. At the second half of last season, Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham. Lingard doesn't get in our team, but he has been part of the club for a long time. He risen up our academy in that. Lingard's out of contract at Man United in the summer. And as you all know, Anthony Martial left Manchester United. He obviously went to Sevilla on loan until the end of the season. Sevilla didn't pay a loan fee and there's no option to buy, but Sevilla are paying his wages until June. I think Martial will do well at Sevilla. Most of Manchester United's outgoings will be in the summer, not in this January transfer window. Maybe 1 or 2 more players will leave before this January transfer window shuts. Edison Cavani, he'll leave in the summer. I can't see him leaving this month. Revert back to earlier on this season, Ralph Rangnick revealed that Edison Cavani wants to stay at Manchester United until the end of the season. Cavani's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Man United got him on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Cavani did come on in the game against West Ham last weekend and he got the assist for Marcus Rashford's winning goal. A lot of people said that Cavani was offside. He had a minor injury not so long ago. Cavani had a couple of injuries earlier on this season. Last year, Cavani was linked to Barcelona. It said Cavani agreed to join Barcelona on an 18-month contract. Barcelona were seeing him as a replacement for Aguero. Aguero did retire due to heart problems. He was also linked to Juventus, and last year, Cavani rejected a move to Boca Juniors. Juan Mata, he'll also depart the club this year. Juan Mata's out of contract at Man United in the summer because revert back to last year, Man United extended his contract for a further year. Juan Mata lost his place in the team a while ago, plus he's ageing up and he's lost that yard of pace. He's had a good career though at Manchester United. Juan Mata has made 276 appearances in all competitions and he's scored 51 goals. Manchester United got Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014 for 37.1 million. He's been at Man United for 8 years, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. Revert back to 2020, Mata rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Matic, I think he'll also leave the club this year. I've always had my reservations about him because he's always been a static midfielder, plus he's ageing up and that. But despite that, he's had his good games at Manchester United. He isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, still gets his opportunities. Matic is only the predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. So Matic has been at the club over 4 years now. He's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Paul Pogba, he'll leave in the summer. He's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Revert back to the other month. The Sun said that Manchester United offered Paul Pogba a new £500,000 a week contract that would have made Pogba the highest paid player in Premier League history. But Pobracha came out and denied that he'd been offered that contract. Revert back to earlier on this season, it said Paul Pogba apparently told Man United he wants to join Real Madrid in the summer, but PSG's his most likely destination. Earlier on this season, Pogba held talks with PSG. After this international break, Pogba's set to return to action. Rangnick confirmed that the other week. Pogba was out with injury for a while. He is injury prone. This season is his 6th season at Man United since he re-signed. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. He's played 212 games and he's scored 38 times. Manchester United paid £89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. We had him when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. Phil Jones and Eric Bailly, they'll also depart the club this year. Do you think Man United will offload Alex Telles? I hope not, because Telles has done really well under Rangnick, and he's our first choice left back under Rangnick. And Man United will look to get rid of Dean Henderson permanently this year. Henderson doesn't get in goal much because revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. Henderson's only made 2 appearances this season. Earlier on this season, though, he was out with COVID for a while. And Man United will look to sell Harry Maguire and Wan-Bissaka in the summer. Well, that's what reports from Spain said not so long ago. Will Manchester United make a signing in this January transfer window? You know, Manchester United have been linked with a lot of players. You know the news on Boubacar Kamara from Marseille. Now, revert back to earlier on this week, Spanish outlet Marca said that Man United are in pole position to sign Marseille midfielder Boubacar Kamara. Marseille want just 10 million for Kamara, and Boubacar Kamara wants in the region of £150,000 a week if he is to depart Marseille this month. Boubacar Kamara's contract at Marseille expires in the summer. He's 22 years of age, so he's still young, got a lot of development in him. He's predominantly a defensive midfielder, but he can be deployed as a centre-back. He's been at Marseille for a very long time. He's been with them for 17 years. Came up their academy, joined Marseille's academy back in 2005, and since he broke into their senior squad, he's made over 100 appearances. Manchester United have been linked with Ruben Neves from Wolves. Arsenal are also interested in him. Manchester United thought £35 million would be enough to get Ruben Neves, but I have been hearing that Wolves want between £40 to £45 million. I'd take Ruben Neves at Manchester United in a heartbeat. He's been an absolute revelation for Wolves. Still young, got a lot of development in him, and he's well proven in the Premier League, which is beneficial. I think Neves is under contract with Wolves till 2024. He's been at Wolves since 2017. Wolves paid £15.8 million for him from Porto. Man United have also been linked with Amadou Haidara from RB Leipzig. Rangnick, of course, knows the player well, which is beneficial. Revert back to earlier on this season, Rangnick said that he wanted Amadou Haidara as his first signing as Man United manager. There's been a lot of narratives coming out about Luis Diaz recently from Porto. It said Manchester United reportedly sent scouts to watch Luis Diaz in action the other week. Diaz has a £67 million release clause and he has like 2.5 years left on his contract at Porto. Porto got him from Junior. They paid around €7 million. He's been at Porto since 2019. He is the age of 25. Liverpool have been linked with him. I heard that Liverpool made a bid. Tottenham have been in talks with Porto about getting Diaz. He says Tottenham are willing to pay up to £46 million. And Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham have been long-term targets for Man United. Manchester United are trying to get a midfielder because when Rangnick first came in, he identified Manchester United's midfield as a weakness. Now, like I updated you yesterday, it said that Manchester United put their search for a new manager on hold after being impressed by Ralph Rangnick since he took charge in December. Manchester United are considering offering Ralph Rangnick the job on a permanent basis. Rangnick has 5 wins out of 8 league games so far, and he's only lost 1 game. Rangnick has managed 10 games in all competitions so far. Ralph Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for almost 2 months. Don't forget, Ralph Rangnick will receive a £500,000 bonus if he leads Manchester United to a top 4 finish. Rangnick earns £180,000 a week. There's been good performances under Rangnick. There's also been poor performances as well. Rangnick is our interim manager until the end of the season. Then at the first, it did say he would continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. Don't forget, we changed formation under Rangnick. Obviously, the new formation we've got is the 4-3-3 formation. That formation seems to suit our standards under Rangnick's guidance. Obviously, the 4-2-2 formation got scrapped because quite clearly that formation wasn't working. Revert back to earlier on this season. He said, that Rangnick was under pressure, and he said, he was already losing the dressing room at Man United, and he said that 17 Manchester United players were unhappy and wanted to leave. But obviously the pressure's eased off Rangnick. Man United have won the last 2 league games. And obviously Man United have moved in to the top 4. Credit to Rangnick as well, he has made changes since he's come in. Earlier on this season he brought Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. He also brought Chris Armas in as an assistant coach, and he brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. I'm hoping we can win a trophy this season. You know, Manchester United have not won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Rangnick, he said the other week that he wants Erik ten Hag to become Manchester United's new manager in the summer. I presume there's a lot of Manchester United fans that would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. You've got to admire the work he's done at Ajax. He's won a couple of titles with them. Revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. I like the way he develops young players. He's been Ajax manager for around 5 years. He got appointed in as the Ajax manager back in 2017. His contract at Ajax expires next year. Ajax is the fourth club he's managing in his managerial career, because before Ajax he managed Utrecht, before then he managed Bayern Munich's reserves, and before then he managed Go Ahead Eagles. Mauricio Pochettino, he's been relentlessly linked with the permanent role at Man United. Pochettino is the PSG manager. His contract at PSG expires next year. I think Pochettino has won a French Cup at PSG. He is a good manager, Pochettino, even though he's hardly won anything. He's proven in the Premier League, which is beneficial. Before, Pochettino endured a 5.5-year managerial tenure at Tottenham. Analysing the vast majority of his tenure when he was at Tottenham, Tottenham were competing in and out of the top four, but revert back to 2018, Pochettino got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final, and at one point, Pochettino almost won the Premier League when he was Tottenham manager. To be honest with you, Tottenham made a mistake sacking him. Before Tottenham, Pochettino managed Southampton. He only enjoyed a short managerial tenure at Southampton, but he still managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League. And before Southampton, he managed Espanyol. Revert back to when Manchester United sat Jose Mourinho. Manchester United should have got Pochettino then, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. And I'm hearing that, you know, Brendan Rodgers is on Man United's shortlist. There's a lot of Manchester United fans that wouldn't want to see Brendan Rodgers become the club's next manager. Manchester United have sat 4 permanent managers since Ferguson retired. We sat David Moyes after 10 months. Then Manchester United sat Louis van Gaal after about 2 years. Manchester United did win the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal. Then Manchester United sat Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. 3 trophies he won was the Europa League, the EFL Cup and the Community Shield. The reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, because the board didn't recommend the players he wanted to get in, and he had bad disputes with the top players. Don't like Mourinho anyway, he's too arrogant. He's no longer a good manager now, he's past his sell-by date, but back in the day, very, very good manager. You know, he's got a very good Wikipedia page. And last year, Manchester United sat Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after almost 3 years in charge. Solskjaer's final game in charge of Man United was the 4-1 defeat to Watford. But like I say, you know, not much has changed at Man United. even though we have sacked 4 permanent managers. We've been playing catch-up since Ferguson retired, and no one's going to replicate what Ferguson did at the club, so in that aspect we've got to accept that. Ferguson, greatest manager of all time. Alex Ferguson brought success to Manchester United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, but he didn't settle in straight away, Ferguson, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Alex Ferguson was at Manchester United for around 26 years, so reflecting on that, he was a long-serving manager. The only mistake Ferguson made was recommending David Moyes in when he retired, but the reasons he did that is because they're both Scottish and Ferguson had a lot of time for Moyes. Before Ferguson, Man United weren't that good. We weren't good under Ron Atkinson. We weren't good under Wilf McGuinness either. Certainly weren't good under Franco Farrell. I think we got relegated under Franco Farrell back in the 1970s. That's what, 40 odd years ago now. But like I say, since Ferguson retired, Man United must have spent around £1.2 billion. We've brought over 40 players in since Ferguson retired. Let me put into the equation that none of this squad is Rangnick's. Rangnick is inheriting players who other managers have brought in. Manchester United's next game is Middlesbrough in the FA Cup 4th round. It is at Old Trafford. It's next Friday, the 4th of February. Manchester United will be going into the game having won their last 2 games in a row. Manchester United progressed to the 4th round of the FA Cup by beating Aston Villa in the 3rd round 1-0. Middlesbrough, they progressed to the 4th round of the FA Cup by beating Mansfield in the 3rd round. Middlesbrough are obviously in the Championship. I do know quite a few of the players that Middlesbrough have got. Obviously they do have Andras Sporer, they've got Aaron Connolly, they have Isaiah Jones, they've got Josh Coburn. Middlesbrough also have Riley McGree, Johnny Howson, they've got Paddy McNair, they have Neil Taylor, Matt Crooks, Mark Boller. Mark Boller's actually out with injury at the moment. They've also got Marcus Brown, he's out with injury. So they are quite a few of the players that Middlesbrough do have. Obviously, the Middlesbrough manager is Chris Wilder. Middlesbrough appointed him in last year to replace Neil Warnock. Neil Warnock obviously got sacked by Middlesbrough last year. Chris Wilder has managed quite a few clubs in his managerial career. Before Middlesbrough, he was at Sheffield. I remember when he was in the Premier League with Sheffield, Chris Wilder. He managed Northampton before, managed Oxford before, he's managed Halifax before, and a while ago he managed Alfred Town. I think at one point Chris Wilder was the Bury assistant. The last time Man United actually played Middlesbrough was back in March 2017, and Man United won that game 3-1. But like I said, I'm expecting Ralph Rangnick to rotate for the game against Middlesbrough. Manchester United's next game in the league is Burnley. Obviously, I've been talking with you a lot about Cristiano Ronaldo recently. Reports in Spain have said that Cristiano Ronaldo could be heading back to Spain He wants to return to Real Madrid. Well, before Ronaldo endured like 9.5 years at Real Madrid, that's before he went to Juventus. Ronaldo's actually asked his agent Jorge Mendes to find him another club. He said the other week that Ronaldo faces a 25% pay cut should Manchester United fail to qualify for the Champions League. Well, it said Ronaldo will leave Man United in the summer anyway if they fail to qualify for the Champions League. Ronaldo played against West Ham last weekend. To be fair, he did well. Played a part in Rashford's winning goal, and he could have won a penalty in that first half. He was actually a doubt for the game against West Ham because prior to the game he picked up a neck injury, but obviously recovered from the neck injuries. Had quite a few injuries, Ronaldo, since he re-signed for the club. Don't forget, Ronaldo was furious for being substituted against Brentford the other week, but Rangnick defended his decision to substitute Ronaldo against Brentford. And a couple of weeks ago now, Ronaldo gave an interview and he was very critical of the youngsters. He's demanding more from the youngsters. Ronaldo backed Rangnick to do a good job at Man United, and he also said, I'm not a Man United to compete for 6th or 7th. He said finishing below 3rd is unacceptable. So anyway guys, there'll be more videos coming up later on. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.